Hey everyone, I'm Bill. I'm with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Napa County here at Lake Berryessa, where today we have the Tiger 1200 out for what it may be its final ride. That's right, the Tiger 1200 is up for sale, and I'm going to talk about why I'm having such a hard time selling this bike and why buying this bike was the worst decision I've ever made. So let's get on this bike, let's head back home, and let's talk about why the Tiger 1200 was the worst decision I've ever made buying a new motorcycle. All right, well, here we are with the Tiger 1200 XRT, basically fully loaded. It's got the bag package. I've added a higher windshield onto it. So we've got a few things. So let's get out here before too much traffic comes. And let's start talking a little bit about the Tiger 1200 and why I bought the Tiger 1200. And why I regret buying the Tiger 1200. So let's get into the backstory of buying this thing. So I bought this thing originally in November 2019, so just over a year ago. Originally I bought the first one, and it was at A&S Motorcycles, and they had it discounted down. It was the previous model, so it's a 2018, and they had it discounted down, and there was a bunch of extra rebates and a bunch of sale pricing, plus they were throwing in the set of bags. So me and Bogna, we had been wanting to do a little bit of some kind of two-up adventure, more highway adventure than anything, but needless to say, we wanted to do some two-up adventures, which unfortunately we have not yet done. But we saw this bike, and they were advertising, I think MSRP on this bike for the fully loaded XRT was something around the $26,000 mark out the door, you know, maybe 27 out the door. And they had, so the last model year that they were selling, they had some big discounts plus the bag fees and stuff like that that they were taking off. So we ended up getting the bike for a pretty good deal. We got it $20,000 out the door with the bags, and we also got a 5-year extended warranty. Now, I typically will always tell people not to buy the warranties, but this is honestly a bike that we thought we were getting such a good deal on. This would be a bike that we really fell in love with, that there would be no reason why we wouldn't keep this bike for its term of the 5 years. So we took delivery of the bike, and you know, really thought we got a really steal of a deal. We had some issues with the bike where the first bike, this is actually the second bike, it had to be replaced by Triumph because we had some major issues with the first bike. But needless to say, the deal was what it was. But we started to notice mid last year that there were still a lot of 2018 Tiger 1200s out there, and the pricing was still continuously going down in price. And so I made the decision that so let's back up and what sold us on this bike. You can see on the screen I'm on the suspension setting, and we're in sport mode right now, but the sport mode really set this thing off, and the suspension mode, that's what sold me on this bike, plus all of the extras, right? Heated hand grip, fog lights, heated seats, cigarette lighter plugs. I mean, just everything about this bike. It wasn't the highest horsepower bike out there, but everything just felt so great on this bike. Going from the GS's to the Ducatis to the BMW Ducati, all of the different adventure style bikes, the big adventure style bikes, I really liked this bike the best. So we bought it, and we watched the prices continue to plummet. And then Ducati releases that they're releasing the new Multistrada for 2021 with the V4 engine, the V4 platform, and it just had me sold. The Ducati V4 platform I absolutely love. Ducati has suspension settings that are just so on point. So last year I did take a 1260 Enduro out for a little spin, and I really loved the platform itself. I didn't like the V2 motor because it vibrated quite a bit, and it really just wasn't, it just really wasn't for me. I like this platform better. That's why I made the decision to buy this. But Ducati has placed the V4 platform all together in the new Multistrada, and it just basically has me sold. So I have placed the order for the Multistrada, and I actually listed this up for sale last month on a couple different platforms, Cycle Trader and Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and I can't get anybody interested in this bike. Now, I gave this thing to my buddy, Kerry, for a weekend for him and his wife, because I figured, you know what, maybe he'll buy the bike from me. And sure enough, I got him hook, line, and sinkered, and he loved the bike and was getting ready to buy it from me, but found a guy in Napa that had an XRT without the bags, so it just didn't have the bag package, for almost $3,000 less than what I was selling my bike for. Now, the problem with this is that I couldn't knock him for it. I couldn't be mad at him. And he went and he bought that bike. And so he got a screaming deal on it, and why not? But now we have dealers that still have some 18 stale stocks, or some 18s with very low miles on them, going up for sale for less money than I owe on this bike. Now, out the door pricing is about the same, but buying it from a dealer and buying it private party for the same price is a little bit hard, because you know, even if you buy it from me, you still got to pay some taxes on it. So it's tough. A&S has a red 18 fully loaded with about the same miles for about $17,000, $1,000 less. Now, you do have to pay some tax and license on it, so you're probably going to be around that $19,000 mark anyways. But I think they have 3 of these things, and they've had them for some time. So I've noticed, going back and looking at values of motorcycles, and I've seen that Triumphs doesn't have a very good reputation for holding its value, which really sucks. And of course, I didn't know this before, so if you're thinking about buying a Triumph, definitely do some homework. Definitely try to find some stale stock, because the Triumph stock sticks around more than other manufacturers, just so you know. So I am upside down on this bike, and I can't sell it. I can't seem to get anybody interested in buying the bike. So it's a tough decision that I have to make of, do I end up taking a loss on this motorcycle, meaning that when I buy the Multistrada, I end up selling this thing for a couple thousand less and taking a loss? Or do I decide to keep the bike and actually just take the loss over the time of making more payments on the bike and bringing that bike down? So basically, do I continue to have 2 that maybe 1 I don't ride? So it's a big dilemma, but this is the highest valued bike depreciation that I've ever experienced. Typically, I can buy a motorcycle, essentially rent it for a year or 2 with some payments, and then sell it for a marginal loss. This is a pretty big loss from what it starts out at retail to where it starts to where it is now retail wise for new or slightly used ones like this. It's a great bike, don't get me wrong. This is a bike that if you bought this bike and you had this bike for a few years like Carrie, it was it was a good deal for Carrie because Carrie's going to keep this bike for a long time. But for me, somebody that turns bikes, this was a very, very bad decision that I bought. So, I'm also going to be heading home and doing a little bit of laying out some pricing for you to get your best deals. So make sure you stay tuned for more videos. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button, and ring that bell notification so you can see the notifications of future content when the V4 gets here. Hopefully when this thing leaves, it's also going to give you a notification of its very first bonus ride. We're going to hit out on Pleasant Valley Road and take this thing out for a quick little bonus ride for you guys. If you guys aren't familiar with bonus rides, well, wait for the video and you'll see the bonus ride. But I don't know, let me know what your guys' experience with Triumph is and what your guys' depreciation loss has been on these. But until next video, we'll see you guys then. Bye guys.